What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to give you guys a super quick market update as Bitcoin is continuing to hit its head on super key resistance. And I do want to start this video off by saying I do remain longer term bullish because of the way some of the higher time frames look. However, some of the medium to lower time frames are starting to show some indications that we may get a pullback before we wind up breaking this key level of resistance. So I want to go ahead and show you guys some of those bearish things that I'm keeping an eye on. And if we are going to indeed get a pullback before we get another leg up, we have to be aware of the levels beneath us that we could either be looking for long trades or looking to add to our long positions or even just buying the dip. And we're going to cover all those levels for you guys in this video. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of these urgent market updates or awesome tutorials that we upload to the channel. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, Bitcoin is continuing to hit its head on key resistance here. You can see more locally, we are testing this local golden pocket or somewhat of a macro golden pocket. Now, this is typically a strong level of resistance, but not only do we have this local golden pocket, guys, we also have a local value area low or a local previous value area low at this level as well, adding to the significance of this resistance. And if you just zoom out, you could see that this level has been strong support in the past. While we were in our bull market here, you could see we had come down and tapped this level multiple times during this bull market. Even after we came down after the first top, we did hold support on this level, and then we held it slightly over here as we were ranging around creating this value area low before finally losing it. And then obviously, guys, when we lost this level, it was a pretty big bloodbath. So very key level of resistance to flip here, guys. And if we are able to flip this, if you guys watch any of my content, you will know I don't want to really beat a dead horse here, but if we are able to get over this key level, that does open the door up to basically potentially range around in this purple box, and then the price is the top of this blue box where we have the value area high of the previous range, and a 786 fib level does come in around that $31,000, almost $32,000 level if you get all the way up a little bit past that 786. So once we get past this level right here that we're hitting our head on, and this level is coming in at about 29K, once we crack that level, that opens up the door to more upside. And again, nothing saying that we can't just smash through this level right now. However, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we do have some bearish things popping up on the medium to lower time frames that could indicate a pullback before another leg up. And just before we jump into those bearish signs, guys, I do just want to quickly cover here. Money flow on the weekly coming up is still looking very healthy. VWAP still coming up as well is one of the big things and big reasons why I am maintaining my bullish sentiment when looking at the long term here. Also, obviously, we are in a very strong uptrend, guys, and we do have bullish market structure on a lot of these higher time frames. So just another reason why I'm bullish. And 5-day money flow crossover is something we were looking for as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of those bearish signs. Now, coming on down to the 2-day here, guys, although we do have money flow coming up, you can see our VWAP is kind of continuing down towards that 0 line, and we do print another candle here on the 2-day in about 1 day and 10 hours. Unless we see this momentum wave come up quite a bit here, it does look like we could wind up printing somewhat of a bearish divergence on your 2-day time frame, where you have your higher highs on your price action with your lower lows on your momentum waves, as you can see right there. So if we wind up confirming this, guys, this is something we want to keep an eye on because we are testing key resistance and getting a bearish confirmation. Now, if we also wind up getting money flow coming out aggressively when that starts to print and it starts to play out, that would be that could wind up turning into more of a bearish sign. But as of right now, because of the money flow crossover on the 5-day and because of the way the money flow looks on a lot of these other time frames, the 3-day also does look pretty healthy. Because of the way the money flow looks, I'm not really seeing this as a mega bearish sign. I'm just seeing it as maybe the thing that could wind up cooling us off before getting another leg to the upside. So the 2-day potential bearish divergence is one of those things I am looking at, and one of those bearish puzzle pieces we have to keep our eye on. And as you can see here on the daily, guys, now this is actually just popping up for me. I am seeing this live negative. We did wind up getting a bearish divergence on the daily here. It's a little easier to see on regular candles with your higher highs on your price action and your lower highs on your momentum waves. However, with that being said, guys, I will say that we did just wind up printing a green dot here on the daily time frame, which is very, very interesting because this was 2 minutes ago just printing that red dot, and money flow was not curving around like this. So, however, we did confirm that red dot with the bearish divergence, but now that we have this green dot printing, this could wind up, if this green dot does stick around, wind up confirming and playing out. That could invalidate this bearish divergence, but again, I wouldn't really be taking this seriously until this actually winds up confirming. We may just be seeing a little bit of volatility this morning, but this was one of those major things, guys. This is actually pretty nice that we're getting that green dot popping up here, because maybe we'll invalidate this, that the bearish sign here was that daily bear div, as well as money flow continuing to the downside. But it does look like, although we're not completely out of the water here, it would be somewhat of a good sign that we are getting that green dot popping up right now with money flow coming up. The last thing I want to look at on the bearish case here, guys, is the fact that money flow is continuing to come out here on the 4-hour. So you want to remember, although we do wind up getting, some of this volatility in here, sometimes we get these wicks to the upside or what have you, you want to understand that the money flow is still technically coming out here, and the money flow does typically indicate the longer term trend. So just something I'm keeping an eye on. Again, not a rare bearish signal, nothing to really panic about, but just kind of when you're looking at the price action, trying to figure out if we're going to smash through these levels right now, or if we're going to get a pullback and then a move up, the money flow is something to keep an eye on. So you can see here on the 2-hour, it is steadily coming to the downside, and then your 1-hour is also starting to roll back over to the downside. So with money flow coming out on the medium time frames, guys, and that potential bearish divergence on the 2-day, and the bearish divergence that was printing on the daily but is now potentially going to get invalidated, but again, be careful, because that green dot could have just popped up because of the volatility to the upside that we just got. You can see this little scam wick right here. So that is basically that's most likely why that is printing, but that does look like a very, very scammy wick. Coming down to the lower time frames, you can see even on the lower time frames, this was just a wick. So that was a very, very big scam wick, but something to keep an eye on there, guys. However, either way, whether we get that push all the way through these levels, today or over the weekend, or if we're going to get a pullback, we have to be prepared and look at the levels to the upside and the downside. So whatever happens, we can either have a plan when we get a move down here. You're going to want to have a plan down at these levels to get into some trades and capitalize on the move, in the same way that if you come up to these levels, you're going to want to have a plan at these levels to potentially capitalize on a correction. So here we go. The key levels that I am watching to the downside as of right now, guys, is basically this local range, right? So, super locally, I am just looking at this as a continued sideways range. Your most important level here is going to be at about $27,300. Now, this value area low does come in at about $27,329. We also have a daily level of support coming in at about $27,300 as well. So that is something to keep an eye out for. If we wind up wicking below that value area low, we may get held up by that 27.3 level, which is, it's almost at the same exact level. Now, if we wind up breaking out of this value area low, guys, I want to go ahead and pull up our visible range volume profile and see where the volume is being traded. Now, if we lose this value area low, that is where I am going to expect a bigger move to the downside for Bitcoin, right? So if we wind up coming back into this range, bouncing around, and we lose that value area low, that is where I would be expecting some lower prices on Bitcoin. And the next major level of support that I will be looking at is going to be this blue box coming in between about $25,210 and $25,050. And if we zoom out a little bit, just to give you guys some context into what makes up this level, it is the value area high of our previous range from back here. As you guys can see, we may wind up, if we do get a big breakdown here, we may come back down and retest that value area high before getting our next leg up, potentially into this range right here. So that is going to be the number one major level of support that I am looking at. And then if we wind up breaking below that level, guys, that is where we may get a little dip deeper into this value area. And just you guys can also see here this little mini range that we had right here. You do have a little bit of confluence there. Not only do you have the value area high of the macro range, but you also have the value area high of this little mini range right there. So if we wind up coming down and bouncing down here, you would, if we can't get above that value area high, we may wind up getting accepted back into this area of balance and start trading between this, or just basically trading back in this old range. However, you want to notice here that we do have a golden pocket. This golden pocket is basically pulled from this entire move up. So this would be a big level to watch. You also have the confluence of that point of control. And just like price likes to come tap the previous value area highs before making a big move up, a lot of times, guys, price likes to come back and tap those POCs as well, because you know once you leave a value area, price is likely to go hunt out another value area, and more specifically, it will like to hunt out the highest volume node, which is going to be that POC, and the fact that we have that golden pocket confluence makes it that much stronger. So real quick, before I wrap up this video, guys, I'm just going to show you the price targets to the upside if we wind up just smashing through these levels and we get some bullish volatility today and we just wind up ripping through this golden pocket. Now, nothing has really changed if you watch the channel often, but if we do wind up getting a push up here, which again, with money flow coming out, may be the less likely outcome, but it is not impossible and we can make money either way, so you have to be prepared in both directions. So if we do get that push up, I would look to break this level here at about 28,756. And if we zoom out, guys, just to give you a little bit of context into where these levels are coming from, that level actually winds up coming in right on the value area low of this previous range, which is essentially going to be the doorway to higher prices. If we can wind up getting above that level and holding above it, that opens up the door to get a move up to our POC, which is coming in at that $30,000 level, about $30,162, which is also the technical breakout target of a bull pennant we were looking at a week ago. So it would make a lot of sense to make it up there at some point. And then if we can get above that POC, we could move up to the top of the purple box, slash up to this 786 at about between about 31.5 and 31.8. So, guys, I did just want to give you a quick little update. We are up against super strong resistance, and I just wanted to point out some of those mildly bearish signals with the bear div on the daily. Although that scam wick did start printing the green dot, I don't know if I trust it just yet. So just be careful with that daily green dot. You want to make sure it confirms before you start making decisions based off of it. It may disappear because of that scam wick. But now you guys have the key levels, right? Because right now, again, I am longer term bullish, but the signals are a little unclear right now on the medium time frames. So I am still holding my long and my short position right now. My long position is locked in profits and still deep in unrealized profit. My short is, I believe, in profit. It might have just came out of profit a little bit on that little scam wick. But I'm going to be holding both of these guys, managing the risk tightly, because you guys know you can make money whether the price is going up or down, and sometimes you could do it at the same exact time. With all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for this market update. I hope you find these helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to keep these coming. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Be careful with that daily green dot. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide.